I feel like I've been talking about my avatar a lot recently, and it made me feel nostalgic enough to remember back 6 years ago in 2018 when I made a video about my avatar evolution. Being around on Roblox since 2011, I've not only grown from being 10 when I joined to the ancient fossil that I am right now, but I've also been through countless avatar trends on Roblox over the last 13 years. So now, welcome to and please enjoy my updated avatar evolution from 2011 up until right now in 2024. As I mentioned previously, I joined Roblox all the way back in 2011, making it 13 years since I played for the first time ever. To this day, I have no idea if I joined on the 8th of July or the 7th of August, so I guess it remains a mystery and I'll just have 2 anniversaries. Believe it or not, the default avatars back in my day, looked a lot different to what we have roaming around today. In 2011, they changed the default avatar for when you created a new account to look something like these two right here, depending on whether or not you chose male or female. My first ever username was Jason the Bad, so I chose the male avatar, which had me starting out looking something like this with the red Roblox cap. Being 10 in 2011, I don't think I fully understood the concept of money because I made the decision to buy Turbo Builders Club just 2 days after I joined. Instead of premium, we used to have Builders Club, Turbo Builders Club, and Outrageous Builders Club. TBC gave me 35 Robux every day, and with that, the first 2 hats I ever bought were the 2011 Roblox visor and the backwards R cap. I think a lot of my time in 2011 was spent buying anything I could see in the catalogue that looked cool to me, and I never really searched for anything specific. There was also no minimum prices of any type of clothing, whether it was Robux or ticks, so a lot of what I bought ended up being 1 Robux because honestly, if you get 35 Robux daily and there are clothing items in the catalogue for 1 Robux, just imagine how many shirts and pants and accessories you can start hoarding in your inventory. Around 2012 is when I started to really develop this obsession with skate parks and anything to do with skating, skateboards, scooters, or anything like that, and I very clearly started to incorporate that into my Roblox avatars. For some reason, I can vividly remember I almost exclusively played skate park games at this time as well. I was so genuinely obsessed that I still have footage of me in those games back in 2012 and screenshots of some of my avatars during that time, even now 12 years later. I can barely remember what I did yesterday, and yet I can still imagine some of the exact avatars I used to wear over a decade ago. Moving on to 2013, it's probably surprising to no one, but I still had a lot of different variations of my skate park avatars because the obsession never really disappeared even to this day. But also 2013 was the year that I finally let myself start playing games that weren't skate parks, and with this new path unlocked, I also started creating the most random avatars. I don't know if this was a real trend or if it was just something between me and my friend back then, but I and they were obsessed with wearing the arms of the Robloxian 2.0 bundle and leaving the rest of the avatar as the regular blocky default pieces. Believe it or not, 2013 was also the year of my favourite Roblox egg hunt of all time. I still miss it every single day, and I truly don't think any Roblox event has ever or will ever come close to it for me, and that is probably being carried by the nostalgia of it all because obviously being 2013, it certainly wasn't the most advanced Roblox game, and I think the portals teleporting us from the spawn to different points around the map was the most mind-blowing breakthrough in technology on Roblox so far at that point. But because of that egg hunt and all of the different eggs we could collect, I always made different outfits that matched the eggs because a bunch of people made shirts and pants matching the most popular eggs, and for some reason the egg avatars were the first time that I started to use the whole package of Roblox Scene 2.0. Now here we are in 2014. One whole entire decade has passed since 2014, and this was, I think, the most drastic transition so far. Instead of all the Jason the Bad and skate park inspired outfits, I suddenly decided to start making more girl-like avatars. I don't think there was really any reason for the sudden change, and I remember I felt kind of weird walking around with my username being Jason the Bad and going into the catalogue and literally just searching girl shirt or girl pants and buying the most popular clothing that appeared first because I had absolutely no idea what I was doing, and quite honestly I just missed my boy-like avatars the whole time, but I kept going with it into 2015. And this is the year that I changed my name for the very first time. Looking back on it now, Jason the Bad was definitely way better, but at the time I thought I changed it to the best username because I munch with the letter U changed into an X was cool to me in 2015 apparently. Despite all of the different YouTube channels I've tried making throughout my entire life, I could still never stick to one of them. I'm not going through everything, but believe me when I say I probably made a different channel in every genre, and I just gave up on all of them except this one. The 4th of August 2015 was when I created ChloeGames, and I don't know what changed or why this one was different, but I stuck with it to this day, obviously. I'm pretty sure I stopped for a few months towards the end of 2015 because I started this channel on a terrible laptop that could barely even run Roblox. And when I got my first PC in 2016, I spent a short while debating on whether or not I should keep going with ChloeGames, and I think it's pretty obvious that I did. Here we go with 2016, and having all of my old videos to look at from back then right now is pretty helpful for remembering how I used to look on Roblox, because anything after 2013 starts to become a little more vague in my memories. But 2016 is also the year that I found Panic at the Disco, and to this day they are one of my favourite things in the whole entire world. So you can probably guess how that went. Yes, I immediately became so obsessed with that every avatar I ever created in 2016 was surrounding clothing and merch that people on Roblox had created for Panic at the Disco or Brendan Urie. I think it's pretty obvious at this point that I have never enjoyed anything in a normal, healthy amount. I don't think I have the ability to like something casually. I either drop it in the same day and never think about it again, or it becomes my entire personality for the rest of my life. Towards the end of 2016, I started joining cafe groups, and at the request of a few of my friends, I tried joining the actual staff teams of Roblox Dunkin' Donuts. More specifically, I joined the security side of it in 2017, and somehow I almost instantly became one of the highest ranks in the group. So because of that, I would often just wear the Dunkin' Donuts security uniform and then eventually moved on to the high rank version, and I think in the end the entire group started making customized versions of the uniform for high ranks in our favourite colours with our usernames and rank on the back. Very ironically, 2017 was also the year that I started making trolling videos on this channel, and they ended up becoming so popular that I just kept making more and more until eventually I also started making them at Dunkin' Donuts whilst I was still a high rank. At the start, I still had my admin commands from being a high rank until everything kind of messed up and they banned me, and I don't know, it was a very complicated time. But all of the trolling videos had me creating the most random troll avatars, and they never really were funny whatsoever, but I guess 2017 was just an alternate universe because everyone seemed to disagree back then. Now on to 2018. This was the year that I created my last avatar evolution video, and I didn't expect it to become as popular as it did, but to this day I remember it being one of my favourite videos to create of all time. I think this was the year I started to create more ChloeGames related avatars because it was really when my channel started to get more popular, and in the nicest way possible, an uncomfortable amount of people knew who ChloeGames was. So I felt like I needed one avatar to represent that, and that is also the exact avatar that I got the channel icon created after. For some reason, I also made a silly and weird version of it, and people started calling it ChloeGames, so that stuck, and I basically just swapped between the avatars for ChloeGames and ChloeGames, and that was it in 2018. So I think 2019 is the next dramatic change, but I'm also not very surprised looking back at it, because 2019 was the year that I found the Netflix show Lucifer, and as we've already established, I do not have the ability to enjoy something a normal amount. So once again, Lucifer became my entire personality. My favourite colours are red and black anyway, so I feel like it was always inevitable, but every avatar I created in 2019 ended up being red and black and somehow Lucifer themed. Whether I just added random hell related accessories because it tied into the whole devil aesthetic of the show Lucifer, or UGC accessories that intended on being something to do with Lucifer, that's pretty much all I was going for in 2019. I was also letting Red Dead Redemption 2 take over and ruin my life in 2019. So I'd say that swapping between my Lucifer avatars and dressing as Arthur and Dutch from Red Dead was absolutely my thing during that entire year. I think all of that was entirely made possible by the fact that UGC was still fairly new and we were getting a whole bunch of different accessories that tied into different media outside of Roblox without directly saying that they had something to do with any of those things. Honestly, for the last 4 years, I don't know if this is just me, but it never truly felt like we even left 2020. Like, even now, I cannot believe 4 whole entire years have passed since we went into 2020. This is the year Roblox exploded and everyone started rushing to play and live their lives on the platform due to everything going on in the world. But for my experience with Roblox in 2020, I don't think anything changed all that much. I kept going with my black and red themes, trying to incorporate Lucifer into everything, and sometimes even having hybrids of that and my Panic at the Disco outfits, resulting in things like whatever you are looking at right now. 2021 almost feels like it didn't happen at this point. I don't know why thinking about that year feels so weird, but I do remember rarely changing my avatar at all throughout the entire year. I kept all of my avatars from 2020 and continued to wear them, and I think this was the first time ever that I didn't even think about making new avatars. See, now we are moving into my favourite years when it comes to the avatars that I have had on Roblox, because 2022 is when UGC creators really started to realise how popular anime or cosplay related items were, and everyone everywhere started to join in. To this day, those types of accessories make up a large portion of the catalogue, and maybe it's not 100% allowed, but it has always been one of my favourite things because this is when my cosplay avatars started. My first ever one was pretty much just my own avatar, but wearing the Tokyo Manjigang uniform from Tokyo Revengers, because I found someone had created the jacket, and that's really as far as I went with it in the beginning. In 2023, I mostly stuck to my Tokyo Revengers normal avatar slash cosplay hybrid until suddenly I decided it was time for a change, and that is when I created Majima from Yakuza. This one wasn't even my normal avatar, this was quite literally my first cosplay of a character on Roblox. Using the Majima avatar in videos is also when I realised how fun it is for people in the comments to recognise the characters that I love enough to turn them into my avatar, which only became a more common thing to see when I started creating a bunch of anime cosplay avatars that countless people started to recognise, both in games and also the background footage of my videos. It's kind of like, hey, you like this thing? I love this thing. It's a very short but sweet moment of freaking out over the same thing and also solidarity. Since then, I have created Doma from Demon Slayer, Grimjo from Bleach, Mori from Bungo Stray Dogs, Blade and Sampo from Honkai Star Rail, and this one isn't quite anime, but the Onceler from the Lorax got thrown into the mix too, with Blade and the Onceler probably being my most recognised characters from that bunch. Now, moving on to the final year of this video, because it's quite literally the current year, 2024. We don't have much to discuss for this because it's still going and I'm still creating new cosplay avatars for different characters from literally anything I become unhealthily obsessed with. I'm even getting better at creating them. Like, I use used the scale feature in the avatar editor for the first time ever recently. So at the start of 2024, I had created Astarion from Baldur's Gate 3, and that one surprised me with how many people recognized it, and I don't even know why, because it's one of the most popular games right now, and that is one of the most popular characters. I moved on to Chamber from Valorant, and I don't think even one person mentioned him, which I didn't surprise me because that was more of a me thing. But my most recent avatar of Alistair from Has Been Hotel is 100% without a doubt the most recognized cosplay avatar that I have ever created. Definitely not surprising because it's probably the most popular show out there right now, but anytime I enter a game, I can almost guarantee someone will run over to me yelling Alistair. If I use the avatar in videos, I'll have people in the comments doing the exact same thing, which is great. I absolutely love it, and being able to share small moments of realizing you enjoy the same thing as someone else with those people will always be one of my favorite things. Also, I still love Alistair the most, I promise, but at the time I am making this video, I did change my avatar to Valentino just a few days ago, and he is quite literally just a moth who is 10 feet tall, so enjoy him, I guess. And that is it. That is my entire Roblox avatar evolution, the updated version from when I joined all the way back in 2011 up until right now here in 2024. Like I said, I made one of these videos in 2018, and I remember it being one of my favorite videos to make because being nostalgic and remembering old Roblox, like old Roblox, and how things were when I joined is exactly what I enjoy the most about Roblox. It's also just fun to share with you guys, and especially for anyone who joined Roblox a little more recently than 2011, because I get to show you how things were back then and some of the trends that I participated in, and really just how things have evolved in 13 years. So I truly hope you guys enjoyed watching as much as I enjoyed making this. So please, the comments is the place to go. Tell me what you guys think of my Roblox avatar evolution 2011 to 2024. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.